This sport, it's all about freedom. When I'm flying, I feel free. I get away from this world. I could not wait for Mosul to be liberated. I couldn't stop thinking about flying again one day. We are preparing for the World Cup, which will take place in Iraq. It's a very respected sport in Iraq. It goes way back. We have to win this prize. We want to show the world that the war is over, that our country is safe. We want to show that we love life. We love peace.
Welcome to Iraq. We're here in Mosul, one of the biggest cities in the north of the country. It has been occupied by the terrorist organization Islamic State between June 2014 and July 2017. The city has been taken back by the Iraqi army following intense fightings, thousands of casualties and massive bombings from an international coalition. Mosul is struggling to get back on its feet as most locals haven't come back yet. But today, we're going to meet a group of them who are ready to pick up their old lives again. Get ready, their story starts in the air.
I had a friend who stayed in Mosul during the war. He called me to say ISIS would offer me a lot of money if I came back to make them parachutes. Of course, I refused.
The founder of the paragliding school fled from Mosul right before the Islamic State took the city. The others stayed. One of them is Ashraf. He closed the school and hid the equipment for 3 years during the jihadist occupation.
I took these devices home during the war. I put these walkie-talkies in a box that I wrapped up in plastic and buried it in my garden. It was really, really dangerous to have them with me. They could have sentenced me to death. If ISIS had known, they would have thought I was dealing with the Americans, no doubt. Or that I was giving them information, even.
The paragliding team is loading up the cars with their equipment. We're heading to the mountains of Jabal Maklub. They're 40 kilometers away from the city. We'll sleep and camp there. Before leaving, Ashraf wants to show us his neighborhood in the west of Mosul. It has been completely destroyed by the war.
As soon as we were liberated, we called Captain Mohammed to tell him that we had to fly again in Mosul. But our mistake was not to leave when ISIS took the city, because they totally destroyed Mosul. They destroyed us physically and psychologically also.
So this was not possible during ISIS?
No way. It was impossible to find some. Well, I mean, you could find some, but it was extremely expensive because nobody dared sell them. They were way too afraid to do so. If you were caught smoking, they would force you to denounce those who sold you the cigarettes, and the punishments were really cruel. ISIS was absolutely ruthless.
We are in front of the Al-Nouri Mosque, which was the most famous mosque in Mosul. Islamic State's leader al-Baghdadi made it a symbol of his power, and the monument has been entirely destroyed during the fightings.
Al-Baghdadi is a piece of shit. He came here, his sermon in this mosque made the rounds, but today, he's over. We got rid of him. Now he belongs to the past.
The city is now locked down by the Iraqi army. Attacks are still happening, so it's impossible to move around without authorizations. Each crossroad has a checkpoint.
Here are our documents. We just got the authorization. Everything is in order. You know us. We are the paragliding team.
It is hard to imagine Mosul full of life. This was a busy street, shops one after another. So Mohammed is trying to find things in the ruins that he could use for the paragliders.
What is it?
See this piece of metal? I could use it to fix our paramotor. Now, this is all just ruins. But I hope life will come back soon. I hope that shops and streets will one day come back to life, just like before.